Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. I am out today on, it's an old coal mining facility. There were several mines and a huge loadout and a huge facility basically. And it's about 1,500 acres. And it's gated at the bottom and gated at the top. So I should be pretty much alone. There's some guys working, but they're back up that way on the hillside. So we should be pretty much alone here. What am I doing? Well, I'm going to stay here for a few days. Yeah, my name is Leo and I'm an outdoor addict. And weird thing is that's not really a joke. Anyway, I'm going to fix me up a nice little spot. I brought me a bunch of stuff. As you can see, I've got the Can-Am. I've got the whole bed full of stuff. I've got the passenger seats full of stuff. But I guess first things first, I have to clear a spot. Now, a friend of mine named Keith owns this, Keith Gibson. And for those of you who might know, if you've been down this way, he also does airboat tours on the Tug River here, the Hatfield McCoy Feud territory. And he runs up and down the river on a 600 horsepower gigantic airboat and takes people for a ride up and down the Tug River and, you know, tells them history and, you know, stories and things like that. And, you know, it's just a really cool day. But anyway, I guess I need to get out the old weed eater. I brought my weed eater with me. And I brought my nice tent. I brought my good one this time. You little ones next time, maybe. Maybe go do something little next trip. Well, it looks like I'm making progress, don't it? Got me a nice wide spot cleared out. Turned out there was a bigger flat spot here than I thought. So I turned my tent and I'm going to try to dock the UTV on this side tomorrow when it's raining. Of course, right now, this little spot is in direct sunlight. There's about, just guessing, a 3 or 4 hour window during the day where the sun just comes right straight down in here. Other than that, you've got shade. Of course, here in a few minutes, I'll be making my own shade once I get the rest of the canopy put up. Yeah, it's snugly warm in here. Once I get those opened up, though, it'll change. Breeze gets the blowing through here, blows all the heat out. Well, the sun's almost gone, a little bit over there, and you can see it going down behind the trees back that way. Well, it should be smooth sailing from here on out, weather-wise anyway. Well, other than the thunderstorm possibility tomorrow, 70% chance. So, and I've got no Wi-Fi here. And no cell service or anything like that, you know, totally incognito, you know, this trip. So, yeah, no weather radar. But I think we'll be all right. I got some extra lines on it, and, you know, the sides fold down to make walls. And I didn't put that one up. I left it open so I could get around that way. But I've got me a barbecue I brought with me and got some chicken thawing out. So I'm going to make me some barbecued chicken here in a little while. But I'm getting just about got set up in here. We're getting there. I'll have me an entertainment center here later. I'll have, you know, laptops. Like I said, I don't have service here, so I brought the laptop and a bunch of movies on it. So, you know, you got to have some fun, right? Gotta have toys. Speaking of, check this air mattress out. I showed this to you guys before, but just flip the valve and it inflates itself. It's got stuffing in it. When you get done, you turn the valve to closed and roll it up from the other end, press the air out, make it flat again. That is insanely cool, isn't it? But all you do is just leave it alone. It takes about an hour. You just turn the valve back closed and put the lid on. I can handle that. That's pretty easy. Yeah, I got fake grass on top of real grass. If it rains, you know. I figure, like I said, I'm hoping if it does, most of it'll channel down this way. There should be a little bit dry at least. There might be a little bit on the ground, but I don't care about that. You know how it is when you go camping. I'm sure you've been camping and got caught in a thunderstorm. And it was, you know, one of your favorite memories about that trip, you know, was getting caught in that thunderstorm. And, you know, same with me, you know, I've done the same thing. And I remember how cool the thunderstorm was. So I've been trying to catch one, but I haven't been able to catch one. The weatherman keeps lying to me. He says thunderstorm, and all we get's a little cloud. But I guess I've got the work part done, so I'm going to take my boots off and put some comfy shoes on and relax, because I am in for the evening, in paradise for the evening. Well, I've turned them once. See what y'all think. That looks halfway decent, don't it? Not too bad. I believe it's a little bit hotter on this end than that end. So we'll just have to swap them around. Getting there though. Put the lid back on. There we go. Should be a good little dinner though. Got me some macaroni salad. Had to break out my Gatorade. I froze them, you know, so everything would stay good and cold, but they were still frozen. I didn't have any drinks. So I had to put one out there, and got one right there thawing out. So oh well. Oh well. I've still got some coffee and stuff though, so we'll be alright. So far so good. Everything's going really well. Got my setup pretty much complete. Just kind of waiting for the night. Now it's my favorite time, you know, evening and nighttime when you're out camping, doing stuff like this. You know, if you're out, you know, fishing or trail riding or whatever, you know, you probably want to play during the daylight, but I want to play at night. You took the lid off. Let them simmer just a little bit. I think with the lid on, it's a little bit too warm. So we'll just let them simmer. But I did want to show y'all something. Check this out. Yeah, look before I cross the road. Looks clear. Check this out though. I was just grabbing a few sticks, and there's some old workings from the old mine down here from when, you know, the facility was in these hollers. Just grabbed a couple little sticks. Like I said, I've got the Duraflame. I've probably got like 12 hours worth. But the wood adds a little bit of height to the flames. There it is. Look how dark all that is back in there. It just looks really formidable, doesn't it? There's my little campsite right there. Looks very formidable, doesn't it? But if you look right, let me get the light on. Come on, light. Cooperate. There we go. Right there. You can see some old stoneworks. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but you can see it's cut stone, cemented together. Stuff is much, much older than I am. This looks very thick, doesn't it? Very pretty though, isn't it? Very primordial. Just kind of expect some kind of wild looking little dinosaur to come Run up the hill. Got a nice little road, you know, take a walk on if I want to. Goes way down through that way, and then circles, or not circles, it goes down in V's and goes back up that way, and then the little connector comes back across. This one goes up too. So I've got quite a bit of ground to play with. Alright, how's the chicken doing? We're still sizzling. Now, what do you think? They look crispy enough to you? I think so too. First sample. Alright, we'll do the macaroni first since the pork was already in it. Okay. It's enough macaroni. What do you think? Dinner time. I'm going to try not to get completely covered in barbecue sauce. Then again, I got a towel. I got a towel that I cleaned the windshield in the UTV with. Good as any, ain't it? Crispy bite. Look at that. That is very good. Just in time too. Soon be getting dark. Won't be long now. Well, that was really good. Ain't nothing like a hot meal after a day like today. Got my fire going. It's getting pretty dark, as you can see. Still a little bit of light in the sky, not much. Not much at all. Heard an owl near to go up that way. Heard a wood hen out here earlier. It's a wild chicken. What chickens are based on. But let's see. Let there be light. We are ready to watch a movie. That'll work, won't it? About ready to close that down and let the citronella kind of fill the tent just a little bit, run some of the bugs out. Seemed to work the last time. There's quite a few up there. But they're all up around the light. But we'll try that. I'll close off this window and that one and see what happens. See if we can run a few bugs off. But I've got all of tonight to hang out and enjoy. Yeah. Now this is a little more like it, ain't it? Right in that camping sweet spot. After dinner, you know, you're kind of kicked back and just relaxing and all this good stuff. Yeah. Camping sweet spot. Very nice out here tonight. Hear the crickets and tree frogs and all that stuff all around you. That is really nice, ain't it? Silence. Little alien versus predator going on. Fire's still doing good. Haven't done anything to it. Same Duraflame logs, still going. The bugs have calmed down a little bit. It's like dark now. It's extra dark out there now. But it's nice in here. Very nice, very cozy. Yeah, I'll get a bigger light. We go for a walk. I'll be right back. And now let's try that again. It's a little better light. Here, Bigfoot. Come on, Bigfoot. Come on. Where you at? I won't hurt you. I just want to get you on video, put you on YouTube, and make you famous. There's the trail cam. Just kind of got it sitting out on the trail, shooting straight up the trail. And it's now taking a picture of me. Which may be the only thing it takes a picture of tonight. That creek sounds good, don't it? Gotta watch what I'm doing here. Snaky territory. I know I mentioned them a few times, but yeah, you got to keep stuff like that, you know, in the front of your mind, because there's no one else here. There's no cell service. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no nothing. If I were to leave right now and go straight down the holler, 500 yards to the road, to the main road. If I turn right, it's probably a couple miles to the nearest house. If I turn left, probably a couple miles to mate one. Look at that big steam shovel sitting there. That's where those guys was working. And we are back. Well, it's been a good day, but it's about midnight, so it's about time to start calling in the dogs, if you know what I mean. Fire's just about out, just a little smolder in the bottom's all that's left. I used 1.5 Duraflames logs, and yeah, 2 nights, so we're right on track. One. Now, drop the poles. Got everything in case we get rained on before daylight. So we should be ready to close up shop for the day. A little brighter in here, and the light bulb works pretty good. Alright. Yeah, I believe my little fire will be alright. He's in the metal can and down to a smolder. Okay. We are sealed up and, in theory, ready for rain. Let's see. There. I think we are all good. Got me a little tiny night light, just enough to see the bed. That should be plenty. Alright guys, good night. We'll see y'all in the morning. Well, good morning. About 8 o'clock, and apparently it rained sometime just before daylight. I started to get up and go out and, you know, check it out, play in it, whatnot, you know. I just rolled over and went back to sleep, to tell you the truth. It didn't rain a whole lot. Rained enough though, rained enough to get everything wet. And you can see mist up on the mountains up there. I bet up high is covered with mist right about now. But I guess and then get the canopy into daytime mode and some natural light going. I just flipped the light switch back on until I get the, you know, get the windows open back up and turn him back into daytime mode. Well, I got breakfast going, started. Got me some sausage going. I've never done this before. I know. It's just waffles, but I ain't ever made waffles before, no waffle iron. I'm a hillbilly. We do pancakes. I'm just guessing based on how much I think this thing's gonna swell. Fine, whatever. And go. Cool. 474 watts it's pulling. I think its limit's 500. So, alright, I'll be back. Let's get some breakfast going. I'll see you guys in just a minute. We're off and running. The sausage browning and the waffle maker waffling. I'd love to look at it, just open it up, but I think I'd probably ruin the waffle if I did. It's not fair. They need like clear waffle makers so I can watch. It just shut down. Light went out. Are we saying it's done? No, we're saying it's hot, that's for sure. There we go. Open. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Hello. Look at that. I'm going to give him a little bit more. Just to brown a little bit more. Okay. Now do you restart it? I didn't get quite enough batter mix in either, did I? Alright, we'll come back to that. We'll see what we got to do here. Get a couple more waffles going. Looks like we're about ready, don't it? Waffles and sausage. I brought some syrup too. Put it in a water bottle. Didn't want to bring a whole jar of syrup. There we go. coffee. Yeah. Alright, here we go. It slides around on that cooler a little bit. I have to make it work though. Slides around on the cooler way too much. I can't cut it with one hand. I can't do this. It won't let go. Okay, first bite. It's a waffle. Shut down the iron. He's still going. $71. Not too bad. Little one ran lights and everything else all night long, and the waffles, and it's still sitting at 71%. So I can live with that. Haven't even used the big one. That's just a little one. I hear raindrops. I hear raindrops are falling. We may have to zip up here in a minute. We'll see. That's more like it. That's better. Got a view this way. And sit and eat my breakfast. I tore them up a little bit so I can eat them on camera now. Things you do, right? That is really good. Big hit of sugar for breakfast. Now that'll jumpstart your day, won't it? Look at the syrup on that little devil. A bite? I'll share. You can have a bite. Go ahead. Check that out. How nice is this? Nice little shower. Just sitting here watching the rain. Sounds really cool on top of the tent too. I like that. Everything seems to be good and dry. I had to move a couple things. Just threw it on the bed, get it out of the way. I've apparently got a zipper drip right there. That's the only thing. I just slid the table out a little bit, let it drip on the ground. It's no big deal, but still. Easy way to fix it though. You just take a candle and rub it along the zipper, and the wax fills up all the little seams. Seals it right up. Piece of cake. Very nice. Very nice. Love it. Well, as you can see, it's coming down a little heavier now. Everything seems to be okay though. Everything that needs to be dry is. Slide that over just a little bit before I head out here in a second. Got my rain gear on. Figured I'd take a little walk. Why not, right? Just happened to have it with me. I believe this will be all right. It seems to, you can see the rain, it puddles. This will come down a little bit, and then gradually, once it reaches a critical point, it'll run off the end. So I think we'll be okay to just leave it like it is for now. I heard some kind of heavy equipment right up here, so I figured we'd just take us a little rain walk in the woods and just go up and take a look. Just see if we see anything. Why not? There's the trail cam. Still sitting there, trail camming. Trail cam on, my friend. What? Pose for the trail cam. This is really cool. Not too hot, as long as it keeps raining, you know. Not too hot in the rain suit. There's two for both valleys, this one and Farrell Creek, the one I'm on. This is Cumberland, I think it's called. Maybe not. I'll think of it later. I thought about camping right there. But I'm glad I didn't. It looks like there's been a vehicle through here. Looks like they're maybe dumping some rock right there. Filling something in maybe. Look at that. Big one, ain't it? Right in here was where we saw that big copperhead. There's a pond right over here, but it's completely dried up. It may have a trickle in it now. We got a little bit of rain, but it's been dried up. And there's a pipe that comes out, that big box I mentioned. You know, we'll see if we can see it. Very cool out here. To this valley right here, I can see fresh tire tracks. That's Keith and them working on the hillside up there. I see fresh tire tracks. But right up in here is that square cutout boxed valley that I mentioned. And they would bring in coal on belt lines from several different mines and stuff, you know. And just pile it right there, a big massive pile. But you can see where Keith is working on this point right up here. You can see a little bit of where he's been excavating there. It goes on out. He's got a great big spot leveled out there. Be a great place, won't it? When he gets that ready, look at that mist. Is that not beautiful? That is beautiful. I even like the steam shovel in the picture. That looks really good. Wow. That mist. I hope y'all can see that on the camera. I don't know if you can or not, but wow. It just coming out of the trees, the mountains breathing. Very cool little spot. Hey, everything seems to be normal here. Front porch draining properly. Seem to be okay. Go up this way a little bit, see what we see. Pretty little valley in it. It goes over here. There's a big flat right here. There's a stone that a guy back in, I think, 1950, Keith showed me, was up here hunting groundhogs and carved his name in a rock in 1950. And he brought his daughter up here and showed it to her. Let's see, that was out this way. Now watch the ground. Rain or not, it's still plenty warm enough for them to be out. And they still yet seeking heat. Body heat. I don't know, it's coming real close to the end of dog days. Yeah, right here. See that. February 1950. Mose Hamilton. He said he was here hunting groundhog. And took a pick and carved that in that rock. And Keith was moving some rocks around with some heavy equipment, doing some work, and happened to run across it and left it sitting up. Cool, huh? 1950. What, 74? Almost 75. I can see what looks like part of maybe a rail line or something. It looks like railroad grade right there, about 10 feet wide. Yep, going on up too. Wait, before we run out of battery life. Hang on, before we run out of battery. Okay. Alright, we got that out of our system. That one's got a flag on it. Looks like maybe we're planning to do something here. Check that out. Little path going down to the creek. Game trail. That is stupid cool, ain't it? Right off the cool meter, if there was such a thing. Coming down like it means it now, ain't it? Heard a little bit of thunder just a minute ago. We're all good though. We're shedding water really well. Near as I can tell, nothing's getting wet, but I don't want wet anyway. It's wild, you can watch it. It'll puddle up, you can see little ripples, waves coming from all different directions, and then the whole thing will just kind of head down that way. I know I'm easily entertained, apparently. Got fixed me up a, little clothesline hang my rain suit on, give it a place to drip, you know, out of the way, not get anything wet that matters. The only thing I've got a little bit of water running right through here, but there's nothing there, you know, so it's not like it's hurting anything, you know. Oh no, it got my grass wet. Oh no. The bed's fine. That's all that matters, really. When you get right down to it, the bed's dry, and that is priority one right there. When you get your bed wet, you got a problem. But so far, so good. Like I said, no leaks. We're turning water well. The zippers are still dripping. But I believe I could pull this corner tight. I was thinking I've got some ripples, some wrinkles. Pull that corner a little bit tighter and stretch those out. I believe the water would just slide right down the side of the tent. But no big deal. I just kind of pulled the table out a little bit. Cured the problem that way. That seems to have worked too. That one, you can see it dripping a little bit. I'll hit them with some candle wax. Can use camp dry, you know, spray on stuff for tents. But I prefer automotive silicone. It's much more concentrated silicone. Take a look at that. I'll just tell you people, it's a little slice of paradise right here. As long as it don't get, you know, waist deep. Wow, that mountain up there, you can't even see that mountain. There's a whole mountain right there. Running right down the road. I guess I chose my spot well so far. I kind of figured there might be some, you know, rainy action today. But that's okay. We wanted a little bit of rainy action. Very nice. Looks like a jungle, don't it? It looks like something off of a movie set for Tarzan movie or something. Well, I think the weatherman may have been right about the rain today. First time in history, the weatherman was right about something. Do you believe it, guys? I don't either. Probably not raining. And I didn't hear that either. They're coming down now. Doing fine inside though. No problems in here. Everything's nice and dry and doing just fine. Out there, it's a little bit damp. An argument could be made for slightly more than damp. To be honest. This is really cool though. It's the kind of stuff you remember, you know. The camping trips you've been on where you had storms and heavy rains, you remember them, don't you? I was hoping for about a 3-hour window in between downpours today, but so far it's been pretty steady. It stopped for about 20-30 minutes earlier. It's 2 o'clock now, Ooh, 33% left on the battery. Of course, I guess it, doesn't really work from here anyway. About all it's good for is to text Heather on the way home. I'm on my way home. Look at all that running right down the road. Very cool. Makes you want to take a nap. Very much so. Makes you drowsy. It's picking up. Noisy, ain't it? Very loud. Still doing good though. No problem. Got a minor little creek here. But, he don't bother me. I ain't got anything down there on the ground that can get messed up. So it don't matter if it gets wet. Bed's on legs, that's why I brought the cot instead of the air bed. To tell you the truth, I think I like the cot better than the air bed anyway. I believe it might be a little bit cool tonight. We'll see. Waterfall. Well, finished my story, got back to camp. Just kind of sit down, watch a movie, watch Moby Dick. Fell asleep in a chair. It's a very comfy chair. I just dozed right off, and the sound of rain woke me up. Time to close up shop. Get everything wet if you don't. I had to zip up my windows. That was nice though. I needed that, I guess. I don't know how long I was asleep. Looks like 30-40 minutes anyway. Oh well. Nap time accomplished. Yes. I think I get kind of hungry. I'm kind of tired too. I thought, got my choice tonight. I can have canned soup, or I've got some ramen noodle that sounds really good. Some hot chicken broth and noodles. That sounds really good, don't it? I think I'll do that. What do y'all think? They look done? They look pretty done to me. I'm looking forward to that. Just a tiny bit more water. Cool it off and make a little more soup. A little more juice in there. And that'll work. It is snack time. See y'all in a few. Got my fire going. Went and rounded up a little bit of firewood. Well, you can't really see. Hard to believe, man. It's plenty daylight out here. The sky's still bright, but the GoPro viewfinder don't see it. Anyway, I got me a handful of coal in case the bugs start to show up. Put me some coal on there. And I've got some firewood over here. Enough. Still yet got 1.5 Duraflame logs. The firewood's all wet, but I think the Duraflame logs ought to carry it. I've burned wet wood with them before. Very nice night though. It'll soon be dark. That looks cool. I like that. Home away from home. Be a lot to pack up in the morning though. I figured it'll be about 2 hours worth of packing. I had to split my coffee. I rationed it since I left my other thermos. I split it in half and saved half for in the morning and heated the rest up for tonight. Kick back and enjoy it, right? Pringle? Well, it is totally dark now. Watch this. Turn the camera away from the lights. Yeah. It's dark. Hang on. This is up the road. This is down the road. They look exactly the same, don't they? Very nice night. The coal and the Duraflame seems to be doing really good on that wet wood. Just not a problem at all. No problem. Of course, the fire on a night like this is more about, light and ambiance and, something to play with than it is about keeping warm. Well, thus ends day 2 of my little camping trip. And it's not real late, but I'm pretty tired. I'll be honest. It was a pretty busy day. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night and get an early start in the morning. Good night, everybody. Well, good morning. It's about 8:15 on my last day getting my coffee going. Had to check the time on the laptop. My phone's dead. I picked it up this morning. It said 2%. Oh yeah, I didn't look at the time. Picked it back up again and looked again and nothing. She's dead. Oh well, it's almost time to go anyway. I'm gonna get me some coffee here, eat a bite, and start loading, getting everything all packed back up. I have to do the tent last. Look at this. Look at the condensation. The whole inside of the tent is like that. We'll have to let him sit just a little bit. Let him dry out before we pack it. Okay. We are woke up, coffeeed up, sugared up, and ready to go. It's amazing, isn't it? The effect that coffee has in your life. It's wild, isn't it? You wake up, your head's all muddy, you know. You get that first cup of coffee and heavy hit of sugar down. You're ready to take on the dragon. Where is that dragon been terrorizing villages? I'll tie a knot in his tail right now. And then you actually go do it. Dragon flies away screaming. Villagers are cheering you. Okay, that may be an over dramatization, but yeah, it's something like that. Coffee is good. All right, I guess I'm in a good mood and ready to go. How do I get myself into these messes? Look at all this. Back up. I would take a picture of that, but my phone is dead. I forgot my Apple cable. Yeah, and the thermos right now are sitting on the kitchen counter laughing at me. Let's see, we got what? 63%. That's not bad after 2 nights. That is not bad at all. And I never did use the big one. Never hooked it up. Never did. Alright, let's go before we forget. First things first. Go get the trail cam. Now, I'm sure we got, you know, squirrels and birds and moose and elk and polar bears. But we'll see. Got some wood right there yesterday. You see why we don't want to leave this? It's not mine. Where's off? All the way to the left. Okay. Still got my house shoes on. Had the rubber ones on yesterday in the rain. But yeah, I put these on last night and just put them back on this morning. It's dry enough. Alright. Didn't even use the tarp. You know, I thought about it. Like I said, I could have docked it. I really should have put the tent this way. And then I would have had the porches, you know, would have had one going this way and one looking down the holler. It would have worked better, but I was thinking about trying to dock the UTV here at the dock. The dock zips in, and then it just comes out over top of, you know, your truck, camper, van, whatever you got, you know. But it doesn't come out far enough to cover the bed, because I need it to come all the way out and down a little bit at least, so the water doesn't run inside the bed. I had to go ahead and pack the tent wet. I didn't, you know, put it in the bag. I just kind of rolled it up and put it on top, put the cargo net over it till I get home. I just throw it out in the yard and dry it out. It's about to get really humid. I'm already sweating. I broke a sweat already just doing this stuff. And the sun isn't quite overhead yet, but it soon will be. And I remember what this spot was like a couple days ago when I got here, how hot this was. I was hiding in the shade. I remember I hid over there, and then the sun came over there, and then I hid over here, do a little bit of work, and go back to my shady spot. But anyway, I guess we're ready to head back out of the holler, I suppose. We've got everything all cleaned up. Nothing left but a handful of ashes from the little fire pit. That's all that's left. Looks good. I don't see anything. Spot looks a lot different. Remember when I got here a couple days ago, this stuff was waist deep. Looks a little bit different now, doesn't it? Alright, there we go. Let's start down the holler. Heading home. Oh, that air feels good already. Sure is a pretty place. Or something just flew by. You can see all kinds of little places where work has been done, you know, 50 years ago, that sort of thing. There's the turn off for the old graveyard. There's another one up there too. Didn't get the chance to go look at it yet. Gate is open. We are free. That's something, you know, it did, you know, one of the dudes working accidentally forget and lock the gate. Yeah, apparently not. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna head on home. Appreciate y'all coming along with me. Hope you enjoyed our little trip. And y'all have a really good day. And from the old Mate 1 High School just outside of Mate 1, West Virginia, Leo out.